Hi, I'm Jessica Rose. Concerns about the coronavirus cancel the MidAmerica truck show and cause an intermodal carrier to lay off 145 workers. Plus, are you thinking about leaving the carrier you're working for? Our own David Compton sits down with Stay Metrics and gets some tips on what drivers should do.
Hi, I'm Craig Maltman. Another carrier closes its doors, but this time it's due to insurance reasons. And I'm going to show you a video of some of the most precious cargo that can be transported during this coronavirus outbreak. All this plus much more on this edition of the Trucker News Channel.
The 2020 MidAmerica Trucking Show, scheduled for March 26th through 28th, has been canceled. Less than 24 hours after issuing a statement to attendees and exhibitors that MATS was still on track for later this month, organizers of the show confirmed via telephone to the Trucker News Channel Thursday that this year's show will not take place. Earlier in the week, a spokesperson for organizer Exhibit Management Associates Incorporated said that the show would take place as planned unless concerns about the coronavirus resulted in a government-mandated shutdown. However, today's story was different, and a complete cancellation is now in effect. The show vows to be stronger than ever in 2021 and will focus on an unforgettable 50th anniversary event March 25th through 27th, 2021 in Louisville, Kentucky.
101 Transport of Hudson, Wisconsin is shutting its doors. Tom Dahlberg, owner of 101 Transport, said increasing insurance premiums and maintenance costs forced his hand. Transport 101 employed 72 company drivers and owned a similar number of trucks. When Dahlberg saw his insurance premium increase last fall, he had to cut back operations to remain financially solvent. At that time, he prepared for what he saw as inevitable by laying off drivers and returning equipment. He turned to owner-operators as a substitute and had contracts with 32 haulers when he decided to close business. Dahlberg said his company was trying to trim costs and maintenance expenses, but maintenance averaged $10,000 to $15,000 every time a truck required repairs. Those costs, coupled with high insurance rates, outweighed what it took to keep 101 Transport a sustainable company in a period of uncertainty in the freight markets. Dahlberg says another carrier, which cannot be named at this time, has agreed to hire all owner-operators working under contract with 101 Transport.
California-based Shippers Transport Express announced it will lay off 145 of its truck drivers due to a severe decrease in international shipping due to the coronavirus outbreak. The unionized drivers were reportedly informed via text message that they would be laid off in 2 days. On March 10th, the Port of Los Angeles reported a 23% decrease in cargo volume for February compared to the same period last year. Officials say tariffs and the Lunar New Year contributed to the decline, but cited the coronavirus as the most significant factor. Cargo volume is expected to recover as the outbreak is contained, but officials expect the slump to last another 4 to 6 weeks.
Well, so far, today's show has been kind of a bummer. 2 stories about coronavirus and another story about a carrier closing and people losing their jobs. There's no doubt the world's a little crazy right now, especially with things like people fighting in big box stores over toilet paper. That being said, a motorist spotted a load of precious cargo being transported. This truck driver obviously has a great sense of humor in these nervous times. Take a look.
This week's Catscale Rig of the Week goes to Robert Hurt of Greenfield, Indiana. Robert has been driving for 22 years, and presently he's behind the wheel of his 1996 Peterbilt 379. Robert is the owner-operator of Hurt Hauling, where he mostly hauls precast concrete and jet refuelers. When he is not on the road, he likes spending time with his family and camping with his 3 children. If you have a truck you would like featured on the Catscale Rig of the Week, send us a video to rigoftheweek@thetrucker.com.
Time is money, and Catscale can help your drivers save time weighing. Drivers know their axle and gross weights before pulling off the scale. and cat scale weights are always guaranteed. Drivers get back on the road faster with the Weigh My Truck app from CatScale.
One thing is for sure, drivers want to be appreciated by their carriers. Our own David Compton got a chance to catch up with Staymetrics and get some tips on how to make sure you are behind the wheel at the right company.
Hi, this is Dave Compton with the Trucker News Channel, and joining me today is Tim from Staymetrics. Tim, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Hey, so we're always quoting Staymetrics in the news. We really appreciate you guys. And oftentimes we're taking a look from the carrier perspective. But I want to switch gears today. I want to talk about the driver's perspective. And let's talk about them for a second. How do drivers know they're in the right spot? They're in the right seat, if you will.
Yeah.
Give me some insight on that.
Sure. Well, for sure, the company they're with, if they're thinking of making a move, one of the first things I'd tell a driver is to try to reconcile it before you leave. So figure out what you're unhappy with, and try to use some conflict resolution to get that done before you leave.
So don't just jump.
Don't just jump, right? But if you're gonna jump, be really clear as to what frustrated you the first time, right? And then make sure that wherever you're going has that taken care of. But more than anything, I would ask them what their driver satisfaction scores are, because they should be surveying the drivers, right, and asking them, and they should be proud to tell you, or maybe they're not proud, but they're going to tell you what they're working on. If they don't tell you what their driver satisfaction scores are, that means they're not even asking your opinion. Don't do the deal. The other one is how well they recognize and reward you. Above and beyond pay programs, right? Above and beyond pay, do they have a recognition program, and is it real? Is it just, hats and trinkets, or is it something real where you can actually, earn points and go on vacation? So those are the things that if you see those elements inside of a company, that's usually elements from a company that has a culture that is aimed at you, the driver, in terms of how do I respect that driver, and how do I keep them for the long term.
Very cool. Thanks for the tips for the drivers. We appreciate that. So if you're a driver, make sure to go to thetrucker.com. And in the meantime, this is Dave Compton from the Trucker News Channel. Back to you in the studio.
We all know that everybody likes to save cash. Our own David Compton caught up with a company who's creating products to increase fuel efficiency.
Hi, this is Dave Compton for the Trucker News Channel. I'm here with Rick from Flow Below. Rick, thanks for joining us on the show today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So, Rick, tell me a little bit about Flow Below. What do you guys do?
So Flow Below manufactures aerodynamic products for trucks and for trailers. And our goal is to save large fleets substantive savings on fuel and improve mileage.
So, is there more than one product? Is it products?
Yes, we have both tractor and trailer products, wheel covers, fairings for both.
So it's about fuel savings, good for the ecology and saving gas, and most importantly, saving money.
It is.
How much money are we really saving on this?
So we're in a Smart Save program with EPA at up to 2.23% savings for just the tractor. Similar savings are obtainable on the trailer as well.
This almost sounds too good to be true. Why wouldn't somebody want to do this?
Right. That's a question we often ask. But no, it's a great product. It's durable. It's meeting the demands of what's coming towards us on fuel economy requirements with the federal government. And oh, by the way, we're on every OE now, so it's not just some. Everyone's endorsing our product as factory install available.
Very cool. Now, difficult to install? I mean, do I got to do this myself? How does that work?
It's about an hour to install the product. Very quick. In fact, on the wheel covers, it's less than a half an hour.
Now, do I have to install myself, or are there installers that do this?
No. So on our new website, you'll see how easy it is. You can get your dealer to do it. You can do it yourself if you're a small carrier. It's very, very simple to install.
Very good. So how do our viewers find out a little bit more about Flow Below?
So please go to www.flowbelow.com, and you'll be able to navigate our website, which shows all the SKUs and how to get the product on, either through the OEs, through their servicing networks, or directly from Flow Below.
Very cool. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
This is David Compton with the Trucker News Channel. Back to you in the studio.
If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to click the little red subscribe button below. You can also go to thetrucker.com to read the latest breaking news stories. That's all for this edition. On behalf of David Compton, Craig Maltman, and everyone here at the Trucker News Channel, thanks for watching.